Hello everyone, this is Shiny Noctowls, and tonight I'd like to do a video on an upgrade I recently discovered for MyTrueAncestry called Quantum Deep Dive. Essentially what this test does is it gives you some deeper matches for your DNA that may not be found through the original deep dive match, which uses autosomal DNA matching, which is a kind of a standard DNA procedure for most DNA tests. So I decided to try this out, see how it works. I'm going to start off with myself, then I'm going to go for my friend Jewel, and then I'm going to go for my dad. So I'm going to show you guys, let me show you how the test or how my matches are when it doesn't have the autosomal, I mean, or doesn't do, or just when it just has the regular deep dive matches. So you can see I got quite a few here, and this is on my original account. So uh, there might be a bug here because because you the test because when you take the do the quantum kind of test, it tells you to upload your DNA again. And I can see why, because when I uploaded my DNA again, the same exact DNA file, you'll see here, see if I can pull it up. You can see now it has all the matches now categorized as it should be. Um, and yeah, let me see if I can make this a little bit better for you guys. I decided to stretch out the screen for this video, but maybe I'll do this as well. Let me know what you guys like better, but for now I'll just keep it as fitting the screen as it were. Okay. So as you can see here, I got a match with late medieval Belgium, Saint Rembrandt, 1677. Let's see this matches with these samples here, Southwest French, and a lot of samples from Spain. And then we'll see the ancient populations. Matches with the Celtic, Gallic, Sedamani, which is a Celtic tribe or Gallic tribe. Aquitani, which is related to the French Basque. Visigoth, which are related to the tribe of the Goths that were said to have originated in Scandinavia. And then you have some other matches here, Gallo-Celtic Squeni and Ratai. And yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this. And then you can do the ancient sample matches and then the modern matches. So it just tells you like the closest samples are predominantly matches from Spain, Southwest French, and then as it goes further away, you can see Basque, Italian, North Italian, French, South Dutch, Flemish, English, Welsh, West German, East German, and a lot of other groups. Then here we got Hungarian, Conqueror, period Hungary. I want to show you guys too. Uh, the synapse chains is essentially telling you like how many uh, uh, chains of DNA or kind of segments of DNA, if you will, that are in a match. Uh, think of it as kind of DNA coming together, and the more you have, the more you tend to be related to a specific individual. So with this one I have two, so it doesn't seem like that much, but it actually is a good chunk. And then when it talks about the largest chain, it just says for each main DNA segment, how many synapses or how many um, how much amounts of DNA is in that specific segment, as it were. So yeah, so for this one I have two, and then for this one I got seven. So seven's quite a bit actually. The largest one is the largest one out of seven has 223 synapses. Um, you can see the one before didn't have the maternal or paternal lineage, but this one does. It has R1b and V7a. So I use this website called Upedia, and it essentially kind of tells you, which DNA segments. It tells you uh, kind of the DNA details of each Y-DNA haplogroup. So if we go to, I think I have one for V. I have to look. Yeah, so V is related to people from the Sami from Scandinavia and Finland, and the Cantabrians from Spain, northern Spain. So you can see here how it's very prominent in Scandinavia, particularly amongst the Sami and other groups in Scandinavia and the Baltic. And then it's also pretty high in northern Spain, but also, interestingly enough, southeast France as well. So those are the two kind of places where that maternal lineage is very prominent. And then here it says V7a is actually found mostly in countries settled by, at least currently settled by, they use the word Slavic, but I prefer to use the word Skelaveni, because Skelaveni is another word for that term, and it just resonates better with me. Um, and so it's said to also be found in Scandinavia, Germany, and France. So yeah, so here we have Hungarian conqueror. Oh yeah, and then the paternal lineage. So we did the mother's line. Father's line is let me see if I can get this. Usually, oh wait, hold on. I can I'll tell you which groups this lineage is connected to. Here we have it's closely related to the house let's see, Strick Strickland, I think is how you pronounce it. Okay, Strickland. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. Let's see, origin. It's found in Westmoreland. Appears in Scottish counties of Ayrshire and Lancashire. There's usually another website I use that talks about crest and arms. Let's see if I can pull this up. Norman conquest of England, 1066, added many new elements. Strickland family lived in Westmoreland. Oh, that's kind of a northwestern England, close to Scotland actually. Okay, so that just tells you, um, just from uh, the the R the Y-DNA lineage, like which group it would be mostly related to. Um, and so we can actually look it up here. See if I can I'll probably have to do a Google search for this. Celtic or Germanic Y-DNA. Subclade. See. Okay, so it's R1B M269. Okay. Okay, so I think it's kind of like a cross section, intersection between Germanic and Celtic. All right. Then you can see here, closest matches for this sample is Austrian, Bosnian, Serbian, Spanish Catalonia, Castile Leon, Romania, North Italian, and Kosovar, which is in Albania. Hmm. Okay, so after that, this is one of my favorite samples. This is a sample I received even before the quantum DNA kind of segments. It's connected to Illyrian Bilica Gordo Montenegro, and this was from around the time of the Age of Heroes. Whenever I look at the image of this man, it reminds me a lot of Bjorn. Even though Bjorn's from Scandinavia, um, he's a Norwegian YouTuber I enjoy watching. So, but yeah, so this is a sample I got. And the sample's related to the Aurelians and the Akkadian Greeks, as well as Thracians, Doi, and Pannonians. So essentially, the Illyrians and Akkadian Greeks, you'll see, and as well as Thracians and other groups, you'll see that also not only in samples from areas like Montenegro, but even in Mycenae and Greece. As I had a lot of samples connected to Mycenae and Greece, and they actually both had on average Illyrian and Akkadian Greek, because I know a lot of times there's a big fight, especially in the Balkans, you know, who are the real ancestors of the original Greeks of the Age of Heroes, or who are the original descendants. But if you look at the kind of the DNA, and I've studied a lot about this because I'm very interested in that part of history. If you look at a lot of the segments of the Mycenaean Greeks at that time, a lot of them had both had populations related both to the Illyrians and Akkadians as well as other groups. So together they made the Mycenaean Greeks and Trojans because they were really related. They weren't as separate as people would like you to believe. And one of their prominent Y-DNA haplogroups was J2B2. And why do I find this lineage interesting? Well, because a lot of people they struggle to really pinpoint where it comes from. But if you look here, you'll find that J2B2 and J2B1 are found in high frequencies in Greece and in regions that used to be part of the ancient Greek world, Ionia, Magna Graecia. So I know not everyone knows what that means, which is fine. But let me pull up a map of Greece to kind of help you get an idea of what Magna Graecia is. So Magna Graecia is really encompassing not only modern-day mainland Greece, but also parts of southern Italy, parts of North Africa, and parts of what is now modern-day Turkey, but what used to really be part of the ancient Greek world. And one of the places here, Miletus, some speculate this is where the Miletians had come. You know, the Miletians who had left Spain long ago and who went to Ireland. So it's yeah, so it's something to kind of think about. Um, and yeah, so and I actually have a DNA match that was from an island in northern Scotland that actually had matches connected to the Illyrians and the Akkadian Greeks or the Mycenaean Greeks, and that could be connected to Scotia and the kind of the Greek king who went to Scotland and Ireland long ago, and kind of is part of that lineage. Um, so yeah, and I'll see if I can pull it up for you guys real quick, just so I can show you, because I can say it, but showing it too, I think is also helpful. If you see here, Bronze Age Orkney Westray links of Notland, which is in the northern coast of Scotland. This is from around 3,500 years ago. You can see that this man's matches with the Akkadian Greeks, the Aurelians, Pannonians, Gauls, Etruscans, or I like to call them the Etrusci, and they were connected to modern day people from Galicia, which is where the Tower of Hercules is. And some speculate that was connected to the Milesians who had left Spain to go to Ireland long ago. But it seems that they not only went into Ireland, but also an island in Scotland as well. You can see Portuguese, and then a lot of other areas in Spain, such as Extremadura and Murcia, which is in parts of southern Spain, France, French, North Italian, and then some other matches in Spain. So yeah, and I actually watch a YouTuber called Shortbread ASMR. I kind of laugh because my Uncle Herman sometimes calls her Shortcake for whatever reason, but she's actually named Shortbread. And but yeah, she actually went to I think Portugal and Spain not too long ago and had a good time there. I know I watched other videos too, specifically of the Scottish going to not only Spain but also Portugal and connecting with the people there. So I believe there really is a connection. But yeah, I just figured I'd share that with you guys because I get plenty of people, not only from Ireland but also even England, that sometimes question if the Spanish or Portuguese or Iberians or Greeks really do have a connection with the people in modern day, you know, Scotland, Ireland, Wales, England, the whole bunch. But you can see here that there were clearly people with that ancestry that went up to that area long ago. So yeah. Okay. So other than that, oh yeah, and then the paternal DNA, you guys might find this interesting too, because they were talking to. I watched a video regarding them talking about the maternal haplogroup of not even just Mycenaean Greeks, but going all the way back to the Minoans. And this maternal lineage connected to this brave warrior, which reminds me of the Age of Heroes from Greece. This maternal lineage comes from, or can be found in Western Europe, Scandinavia, and Poland, seemingly enough. But it can also be found in Mesolithic Ireland, Sweden, Latvia, and Serbia. So then, if you go a little bit further in, it can also be found in Scotland, Norway, Sweden, Neolithic France, and in Belgium, England. So you can kind of see an intersection between kind of a northern and southern haplogroups kind of coming together to make this individual. And then I'm also related to this individual, so So maybe that could be another reason why he reminds me a bit of Bjorn, because it's not only the paternal lineage that's related, because Y-DNA J and I used to be the same part of the same lineage long ago, if you go back like 40, 50,000 years ago. Um, and when I sent that to Bjorn, he agreed with that. You can also see the maternal lineage is also connected as well. Okay, next group. This group is in Italy, in Protovillanovo, and that is. I'm gonna try to see if I can show that. Let's see, it's kind of in the northeastern central part of Italy. I got 5 DNA segments related to this individual, so a fair amount. And this sample would be related to. Let's see if I can get it to load. I got a lot of matches here, so this is probably why sometimes it takes a little bit longer than normal to kind of load. Hmm. Okay, it's not working for whatever reason. Let me refresh the page. Sometimes you have to do this because it unfortunately kind of bugs out. But let me see if I can get it to work. Yeah, it's. Let me delete some of the cache here. Sometimes that helps as well. Yeah. Come on. Yeah, sometimes this website sometimes has some issues, but okay, I don't know why this is not working. Okay. Okay. We're gonna get back in there eventually. It's just sometimes what happens is, like I said before, this website can have technical issues. Okay, let me refresh. Let's try it now. Okay. Still giving me some issues. Let's see. Okay, let's. It might be again, it might be a cache issue. Let's see here. Let's try that. No? Okay. Okay, let me just delete my entire cache, because sometimes this can help as well. Okay, let me. I hope this helps. Okay, now it's back up. Okay. Well, sort of ish. Okay. Yeah, that might have been it too, because this website sometimes it will carry a lot of kind of cached, might store a lot of cached files and all that. So okay. Okay, let's get back to sharing this because I think it's kind of fun. Okay. Yeah, so this DNA match, I'll go through this more quickly now because we've been spending a lot of time on the DNA so far. So I'll try to keep it more general now, so I don't keep you guys here forever. Okay, so this haplogroup is found in Italy, matches with populations in North Italy and Spain, matches with the Gallo-Romans, which were Gauls who uh, were have said to kind of adopted some Roman customs. Romans, Illyrians, which I mentioned earlier, the Samnites, which uh, settled in parts of Italy, but also connected to the ancient Greek world. The Scordisci is a Celtic tribe that settled in the Balkans and also in areas like Serbia. I once had a Serbian that told me he thought it was Serbian because I liked mayonnaise, so I thought that was cool. Um, so you can see here. Okay, and then this one is North Central Lombard. These are a group of people that are connected to the Lombards who had originated from Scandinavia. Their story is, they had when the Lombards were fighting the Vandals, the Lombardic women, they kind of tied their hair in front of their faces to look like beards, and it was said that Freya had asked them to do that to kind of help win the battle. And when Odin saw that, he kind of quote unquote took pity on them and gave them favor to kind of win the battle against the Vandals. So this is a group that settled in Italy, but genetically they were connected more so to tribes from Scandinavia and other parts of Germania and other areas. And so this group would be related to the modern day South Dutch, the French, the Flemish, West German, Austrian, North Germans, Spanish Catalonia, and East German. I know it says Frank here, but really this sample was also related not only to the Franks but also to the Lombards. But this might be a Lombard who might have kind of had a more of a mixed origin, or maybe he mixed with the Franks, or it's kind of like an intersection, as it were, if you want to call it that. And you can see this lineage I1 uh, is specifically predominantly found in Scandinavia, and you can see here it's connected to a lot of royalty in Sweden, Norway, Denmark. I'll tell you the different places it comes from. Sweden, uh, uh, Denmark, and a lot of other areas too. I'm sure Norway's there too. Well, it is because it has it here. Okay. You can see the modern day populations are also connected to Irish. Welsh, Danish, North Dutch, West Scottish, English, also others groups in Spain. Spain is quite a has quite a mixed population, which is kind of cool. Um, then you have even Serbian and Hungarian and okay, so and then I can show you a little bit of I1 and its lineage. Um, that is most found. You can see here Norway, Sweden is kind of a hot spot. Finland a little bit too. And then it kind of trickles down to 15% in parts of Germany and parts of Denmark and then kind of in England and France. Yeah, you get the picture. And then it just says you know out of the I1 kind of subclades, it branches off to three lineages. One of them being quote unquote Nordic, other being West Germanic, and then here's East Germanic Gothic, but they're all really related to this original lineage that came from Scandinavia long ago. So even though it says they try to say this is one, this is the other, this is the other, they really come back to this kind of original lineage that you can kind of see in northern Scandinavia. But really, also the interesting thing about this lineage is it didn't come to Scandinavia. It wasn't the original lineage in Scandinavia. Actually, the original lineage, aside from I1, was actually I2, and that was in Scandinavia for a large part of more ancient history, even as late as the pitted ware culture in Sweden around 5,000, 4 to 5,000 years ago. It's connected to I2A1, and some people speculate that this lineage came about with the when R1A came through, but also minority of R1B and I2A, and then it just talks about the maternal lineages UTE, U4, U5, and some other new lineages. Okay, R1B, which Proto-Germanic, Proto-Celtic Germanic. And I can share a little bit of I2A as well. Some speculate too that I1 might have actually came further south from Europe. Some speculate could have also have come from Hungary, which is further south. So, and then I can show you I2. The origin of this lineage goes back to see if I can get it for you guys. But essentially I1 had split off from I2 around 5,000 years ago. So before it became I1, was originally this group I2. So I2, as you can see, is more so found in the Balkans. So probably what happened is I1, before it got to Scandinavia, it probably originally came from the Balkans. Then it went further north before it became kind of its own thing. If that makes any sense. Probably as the ice age, continued to recede and the ice continued to melt, people went further and further north because now they were able to. So, and then this is another sample match I got. This is from Rome. You can see her lineage. It says Roman here, but was also connected to seems like a lot of groups in southern Italy, Malta, Central Greek. Even there's a group called Italian Jewish, and probably that was a group that had also mixed with the other inhabitants also in Italy and Greece. Uh, so it kind of became a bit of a blend there. You can see her lineage. You can also see lineages from Libya, Algeria, and Tunisia as well, which is in North Africa. Other lineages of from Greece, um, and then also Spain. And I know my dad got this sample match too, and sometimes he'll mention Ashkenazi too, but I try to tell him there's plenty of other groups too that's are also present as well. So, but hmm. And so then here's another sample match I got from Croatia long ago. Let's see here. So you can see this match. It's connected to North Italy, uh, Spain, Portugal, and it's also connected to the Illyrians, the Akkadians, the Visigoths, and I mentioned the Visigoths. I think I mentioned that they had come from Scandinavia, and the Gauls. Oh, and I love this one, Oldsey. Bjorn actually did a video on Oldsey, and so Oldsey is see if I can read his bio for you. He was found in the European Alps in the Copper Age. And he had lived a very harsh life in icy terrain. Because, even though the Ice Age had ended long ago, it was still, especially the Alps, can be an icy region. Probably, especially at that time too. He was kind of a hunter, gatherer, and warrior of sorts. You can see he's connected to the Abentine Greeks, which some speculate to be connected to Poseidon, uh, and also to other groups that were kind of some of the original inhabitants of Sicily, and I also believe Sardinia. You can see he's genetically closely related to the modern day Sardinian. Then after that, you get other groups from Spain and North Italy. So I think I got this match, but I don't think my dad did. You see he's connected to Mycenaean Palace of Nestor, ancient Greece, ancient Macedonia, Switzerland, a lot of Switzerland actually. Okay, and then this match is related to Spain from 3,500 years ago. And so a lot of people, they say that the Basque were some of the first people who had inhabited Spain long ago. They're not wrong, because it is part of my lineage. But there were also other people who settled Spain as well, well before the Visigoths and the time of the Moors. Uh, and so this match comes from kind of southern, southeastern Spain, 3,500 years ago, and they were related to the essentially the Mycenaean Greeks, or those from the Age of Heroes. So the Trojans, the Mycenaeans, and the Akkadians, and maybe even potentially Spartans as well. Um, so kind of a neat kind of match. You can see here it's connected not only to Spain but also Greece, and Albania, and it's very closely connected. I honestly don't know why they fight as much as they do, but But anyways, uh, it just happens, I guess. But yeah. So and then here's another match I got from Croatia. Again, connected to Illyrians and Celts and kind of a fusion of Greek and Celtic. Here's Central Roman. This match uh, connects to Rome, but connects to Italy and Brussels. And that comes from kind of the central eastern part of Italy. Kind of a nice, beautiful looking area. Uh, Tuscany, which is a little bit further north. Sicily, Greek, South Italian, Maltese, Albanian. Then you can see matches again from North Africa. And then there's a match here with this here literally an Iron Age, but then it comes from Croatia. Uh, all connected to people from Spain, Portugal. Another match here. I'm gonna try to go a little bit quicker now because I don't want the stream to go on for too long. It's from Hungary, connects to people from southeast France, Spain. A lot of Celtic matches, Celtic, Illyrian. Uh, when I say Illyrian, it's another way for me of also saying Greek or close to Greek because uh, really the Celts and the Greeks or those related to the Greeks over time, there was a lot of kind of a cross influence with each other, and you can also see that a lot. It makes me kind of think of the fairy fountain from Legend of Zelda, where you kind of had this kind of intersection of Greek and Celtic, where you can because the fairies are kind of really some people think it comes from Germanic or Celtic or Scandinavian, but it's really kind of an intersection also of Greece and Illyria or that area in the Balkans. And one of the original words for fairies would have been Zane, or some people say Zana, and it sounds like Titania as well. And that the area known as Illyria really just encompasses just areas north of modern day mainland Greece. So think of like Croatia, Serbia, Bosnia, all those areas, Montenegro, all those areas before the Scalaveni, or before the Slavs, essentially. I just like to call them Scalaveni because I prefer Scalaveni more personally, but yeah, before the Scalaveni. And then there's late Roman era uh, crypt. You can see a lot of Greek, Tuscan. Again, a lot of mixing, a lot of intermarrying went on. Then here's Scordisci, and I mentioned earlier the Scordisci were a Celtic tribe that had settled in the Balkans, not only in Serbia but also Croatia, and they're related to the modern day Spanish, specifically Galicia, which is northwestern Spain, Catalonia, which is kind of also in northernish Spain, but in the east, Portugal, North Italy, France, and then some areas in southern Spain, Extremadura, Murcia. Um, Also, you can see matches with South Dutch, Flemish, West German, Albanian, Tuscan, Bosnian, Romanian, Serbian. A lot of different groups. Here's a match from Slovenia, but again, well before the Scalaveni. uh, Here's matches with a lot of matches in Spain. They're related to, again, Celtic and Greek. I just say Celtic and Greek just kind of to boil it down for you guys. Kind of the fusion, as it were, the fusion of elements. Um, there's a match, Lombard, Roman Illyrian Lombard grave, connected to Illyrians and Visigoths, Roman Hispania and Luthia, which is just part of an area in Spain. Doesn't necessarily have to be Moorish, but just kind of the area that was in that area during that time period. Here's a match from Hungary, from connected to Celtic, Scordisci, Illyrian. Yeah, again, fusion of Greek and Celtic. That's the easiest way I can describe it for you guys. Where Celts meted Greeks, which were also connected to Illyrians, and yes. Another match here. Visigoths, Pannonians, which are kind of northern Illyrians, but again, still connected to Greeks in a way. Again, I see it as kind of like an intersection. Even though they are Illyrians, if you go back to Mycenaean Greece, the Illyrians were one of the main populations of Mycenaean Greece. So it, so yeah. So this goes from Serbia from 1800s, connected to population Spain, Portugal, France. She's connected to not only Pannonians but also the Cherusci, which is a Germanic tribe. Herman, it was led by Herman Siegfried, which my dad's name is Sigifredo or Siggy, and my Uncle Herman's name is Herman. So kind of connects with that rebellion against three Roman legions. Yeah, it's quite the history. I'm quite a mixed individual, so you'll see kind of a lot of overlapping with me. There's another match from Montenegro. Uh, Here again, it talks about the Mycenaeans, the Greek mainland. He's connected to the. And again, you can see he's not only just Illyrian, but he's also Akkadian Greek and Macedonian. Because really, the Mycenaean Greeks, not all of them, you know, they didn't just only stay as one group. They mixed with other people. So you can kind of see he's a mixture himself. He's connected to modern day North Italy, uh, North Italian, uh, and by the way, for those who get confused, I think sometimes when people think of North Italians, they might just think of just kind of more so as Germanic people, or kind of maybe more so people connected to maybe they might think more so Lombards. But really, if you look at these people genetically, again, they had come from, again, Scandinavia, or further north from Europe, where this match with with it says here from Montenegro, Illyrian. This is uh, probably more so the original North Italians, or probably the people who originally were in North Italy before the Middle Ages, or well before the Lombards. These were the original people of that area, or at least genetically related to those original people that are still there. So just figured I'd share that for anyone who wanted to know. See here, Celto-Iberian. Other matches, Celtic, Aryan. Let's see, modern day, Greek, Thessaly, and then Albanian, Kosovar. Again, they can fight, all they want. Who's the real descendant of Hector and Achilles? But again, we're all connected in a way. So, and then they'll be surprised that the Spanish or and some of those Italians are genetically closer, anyways. So, but whatever. Okay. Um, Here's a match from Hungary, connected to Bosnians, Serbians, North Italian. Let's see matches here. Slovenia, but again, before Scalaveni. See more Celtic and Greek, Illyrian. Gonna go a little bit quicker now. You can see Cherusci again, Visigoths, Swardishi, Pannonian. See, when I look at her, she looks very Greek to me. So that's why when people try to separate Illyrian and Greek completely, I try to tell them they're not as separate as you think. They're really interrelated. They're interwoven uh, into one another's history. Uh, Here, North Macedonian. So see here again, Greek, Spanish. Got a lot of intersections. So here you can kind of see an intersection between uh, Celtic, Illyrian, Gauls. But there are some also with the Cherusci as well. So it would be Celtic, Germanic, and Illyrian Greek, kind of all mixed into one. So here's another one from Austria. It's Visigoth, Illyrian. Here's another one. Matches from Spain, Central Roman, present-day Hungary. Again, a lot of intersection. We're eventually also going to get to a match too that my uncle Herman might find interesting because he always calls me Celtic healer, and there were some matches recently from France connected to the Celts that I had a lot of matches that I had a lot of kind of synapses or a lot of kind of DNA that kind of was closely related, and I'll show that here in a little bit. There's from Hungary, Pre-Scythian, see Celtic, Gaul, Illyrian, kind of, and also really probably again connected to Greece, all very closely related. Let's see, Illyrian. Here, yeah, you can see Visigoth, the Visigoths and the Illyrians and the Greeks and Celts. It's all kind of together. It's all kind of together. Okay, this helps the group C. Now, help the group C. When I think of that, I think of two things. I think of the not only the Mongols or the Mongolians, or also some Native American groups have this lineage, but also of people from the Orignation culture in Spain and in other parts of Western Europe, and then some of the Jomon also have this lineage as well, or at least when it goes back to like C1A. Yeah. find East Asia. Oh yeah, so this is the original lineage before it became C1 and C2. Oh, I didn't know it was in Austria and in Sardinia. That's interesting. Okay, a match from Thuringia, Germany. Medieval ages, connected to modern-day population Spain. Mostly French, South Dutch. There was a guy eating pasta, it seems like, in Belgium. Matches connected to Spain and Southwest French. Okay, this was a new batch I think I recently got. This is why it says sample is too new for user comparison, and it just I think it also talks about the um kind of the like they don't have a certain percentage yet like the other matches. But here it says I have 25 synapses connected with this individual, which is a lot actually. And this is Celtic, Gaul, Iron Age, France. Le Mesne les Ecomboles. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But this is in France. I'll have to see what part of France because I'm not exactly sure. So, oh, it's kind of located in kind of the uh, central eastern part of France. It's a beautiful area, and it seems to be connected, closely connected to Switzerland. It seems like not too far away. Yeah, 25 synapses is a lot. You can see he matches with North Italian, Galicia, Portuguese, and French, as well as Romanian, Serbian, Extremadura. You can see he's related to the Gauls, Thuringi, which is said to be a Germanic tribe, Scordisci Celtic, Batavi is said to be a Germanic tribe from, I think, from the close to the Netherlands. You can see it's related to a lot of Celtic matches. You can also see even Greece here, actually Thessaly. See. So yeah, that's quite a few. Okay, this is a match from Italy. And this person has also ancestry connected to the Franks, or maybe to the Lombards, or who knows, right? Another match from Belgium, connected to French, Spanish, Portuguese, South Dutch, connected to Senamani, Franks, Quadi. Quadi, I think, is I think it was like a mixture between Celtic and Germanic. I'd have to check exactly, but yeah, you can kind of look here. Let me see if I can get this for you. Yeah, Germanic. Yeah. Okay, so then here's another match I got recently. Celtic Gaul Iron Age, France, Horicot. Oh no no. Uh, uh, Badencourt or Parencourt. Yeah, something like that. And so that part of France is up to see exactly located. It's in. Let's see if it tells me anything else here. Probably means Parnac Lot or something like that, maybe. So kind of in southern France. I'm not 100% sure about. See, she's related to the modern day Spanish, Galicia, Portuguese, French, the people in Spain, Castilla y León, Catalonia, Extremadura, Murcia, South Dutch. That she's related, and I got a lot of matches for her too. You can see here there's Gaul, Batavi, Thurungi, Cherusci, Pannonian. So a blend really of Celtic, Germanic, and Illyrian and Greek, kind of all mixed into one. And then her maternal lineage, you might find interesting because the lineage is not only found in ancient populations with some of the Native Americans, such as it can be uh, it's kind of a separate branch. It's not X2B, it's X2A. But X2A, it can be found. Let's see if I can pull it up here. In the Sioux, which is Lakota, Nuocha Nuth, which is a native tribe in Pacific Northwest, I think closer to Canada. Navajo or Dene, which is the southeast of the U.S., and Yakima, which is in Washington State. Um, it's also found this lineage, well, not X2A, but X2B. They all go back, to an original lineage when they were once one 20 to 35,000 years ago. But it can also be found in early Neolithic Thessaly in Greece, back 8,000 years ago, and also in northwestern Anatolia, which is well X2 2D M and M2, which is connected to northwestern Anatolia. So those three would be connected would have been found in northwestern Anatolia, close to Troy. X2B would have been found in Thessaly, Greece, and this might be one reason why she also wears kind of like a laurel like around her head, because that also goes back to not only Rome but really Greece. So that kind of tradition, as it were. Um, so yeah, I think it does. Yeah, it comes from Greece. Association with victory and honor. Okay, and then it'll tell you she's related to also groups found the Flemish, the West German, Southwest English, which is more so Cornish, or some could also say Celtic. I know there's back and forth whether it's Celtic or not, but also Welsh too, um, Serbian, North Italian. There's a match from Croatia, match with Ostrogoths, the Rungi, Cherusci, a lot of Germanic. Serbian, Romanian, Macedonian. Or he could also have other mixtures too, but these are the closest kind of matches he's closest to. So even though he's closest to a lot of tribes that are more so Germanic aside from the Gauls or Scandinavian, he also probably has other admixtures too. Just like myself. Here's another match I got. Celtic Burial, Germany, Ludwig Bra, or Ludwig. I like to pronounce it the Scottish way, like Bra instead of Berg. I prefer Bra more. Bra just sits better. He's connected to matches in Spain, France, Portugal, and South Dutch. He's kind of a mix of Celtic, Gaul, Germanic, Greek, Illyrian, maybe even Trojan. all kind of mixed together, as it were. Let's see. Here's a match from Belgium. Dad always talks a lot about Belgium, so that could be another reason why we have it there. South Dutch, a lot of Germanic, Scythian. Okay. This is from Hungary, French, South Dutch, connected to Scythians and Nemetes, which were said to be a kind of an intersection between Celtic and Germanic tribe. And I think Nemetes is connected to the sacred groves, which is uh, often associated with the Celts, but I think even the Greeks also had their own sacred groves as well. So again, there's that intersection between Celtic and Greek again. Um, yeah, both Greek and Celtic, and probably even Illyrian, I'd imagine. It's kind of the intersection. Yeah, they were connected to the Celts, the Greeks, and the Illyrians, even the Romans and Germans. Yeah, it comes from the word nemeton. Overseen by the Druids. So yeah, it's probably where uh, the 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 Nemetes gets their name, that specific tribe. You can see Greek sacred groves are also found in Greece. Sacred cypress grove at the temples Zeus and Nemua, and the olive grove at the temple of Athena on Rhodes. Olympia, Greece. Altus. I'll also talk about the Illyrians, the worship of nature and deities. And again, there's that blend of Celt, Greek, and Illyrian all kind of in one. Here's another match here. Croatia, back to Spain, North Italian. Yeah, and I think I already had this match earlier. Yeah, here's Croatia again. Again, a lot of places from the Balkans. This lineage is R1A. You can see it goes all the way from Hungary to the Viking Age. Let's see. Oh, and this match he has I2A1 and he's also connected to the Nemetes. Nemetes and Illyrians. That's pretty cool. Matched with Spain, Austria. Corinthian Greek. Oh, and this one is from France, from I think it's called Burgundy. Got a lot of matches from France, actually. Connected to Spanish, Portuguese. I think this part of France is connected to. I think it was. I'd have to see exactly where. Yeah, so it's kind of in the again closer to Switzerland. Another match from southwestern Germany connected to the Celts. See it's blood of Cherusci, the northern Illyrian, are also connected to probably has some Greek influence. And Celtic and Gepid, Germanic, modern day Spanish, French, Portuguese, South Dutch. Another match from Belgium. Okay, okay. So this one, I don't know if I mentioned this one before. Uh, Hold on, am I? Okay. I just want to let you guys know. I think I meant to. I think I accidentally switched to the other one for a little bit here. But yeah, let me go back to my new uploaded DNA segments just to show it to you guys. Sorry about that. Ugh. Don't worry, we're almost done with mine because I don't want to stay on mine forever. I also want to go through my friend Jewel and my dad. Okay. Oh yeah, so this one was from northern Spain, Aragon. And she was connected to the Visigoths, Aquitani, Iberians, Calorum Etruscan. And I think I got this one, but my dad didn't, I think. So I think this one I probably got from my mum. She's spoke a lot about Aragon. Oh, and this match is actually also related to Irish, Southeast English, Southwest, Welsh, South Dutch, Flemish. So there's that other connection with Spain and Ireland. All right, so well, yeah. So this one I got too. This was I think this the one with us Govas was 6 segments. This one is 4, Visigoth, Portugal. Okay, so this one's kind of interesting. I mean, they're all interesting in a way, but this one is the maternal haplogroup he has is said to have been found in Northern Europe, or maybe that could be an origin. And so the Y DNA lineage is interesting because you see earlier I had mentioned a lot about the Greeks, the Trojans, the Spartans, but this lineage is a little bit different. So if you look here, I'm going to pull up J1. If you look at the specific subclade, if I can find it here. So if you find J1A2A, it's very common in the Taurus and Zagros Mountains in the Caucasus region. But it can also be found in Turkey, Greece, Ukraine, South Italy, Central Europe, France, and even the British or Celtic Isles. It says here the subclade seems to be mostly Northern European, a few samples in Greece and in the Arabian Peninsula. and some can be found in the Caucasus, Argos, and Taurus. Taurus is actually my zodiac sign, so it's found even in Armenia and Azerbaijan. But if you go back to so this is kind of J2A to A, but if you go to J2A2B, so that's with to be kind of the counterpart. So kind of like one, went in one direction, the other probably went in another direction. Uh, so J2A2B is said to be the most widespread subclade of J1. So this specific subclade is Semitic. It can also be found in the Arabian Peninsula. Uh, connects accounts for 40 to 75% of male lineages. Said to expand from eastern Anatolia and the southern Caucasus to the Taurus and Zagros Mountains, then Mesopotamia, and eventually to the Arabian Peninsula at the end of the last ice age, with the seasonal migrations of goat and sheep pastoralists. It is during the Neolithic, yeah. So it went through all these other regions. It's connected to the subclades of this L858 is related to Akkadian, Urrutic, Phoenician, Aramaic, and Hebrew. So all these different groups kind of came from this specific from the subclades of this lineage. And it says that 20% of Jewish people belong to this lineage. Um, they talk about ancestor of all Kohens identified to Aaron, brother of Moses. It's also found in pre-Ptolemaic Egyptian mummies, actually, too. 660 before Common Era, developed about 5,800 years ago, about the same age as the first Semitic languages. Okay, I didn't know that part. Mummy's much more recent, though. Proves that J1 was present in Egypt before the Arabic expansion. Could be found in Europe. Also connected to the Phoenicians, which were separate from those who eventually became Jews. Yeah, and you can see here later greater numbers of the Jewish diaspora. Oh, I didn't know that Spain and Portugal has the highest percentage of this lineage in Europe. The Arabs had a much smaller genetic impact on the Iberian population than the Jews and the Phoenicians. Oh, and the interesting thing about the Phoenicians is that also the Phoenicians were kind of a group that those who had become Jews, a lot of them had kind of seen the Phoenicians as kind of it's kind of sad how they viewed them, because some of them really they kind of wanted to keep their own bloodline, a certain constant, and the Phoenicians, they decided to mix with other people. But because they decided to mix with other people, that's how it influenced the Greek alphabet later on after the Mycenaean period, and a whole bunch of other languages as well. And some even say that Aramaic, the language that Jesus or Jeshua spoke, was related to, was originally connected to not Hebrew, but actually from Phoenician. That was kind of the origin of Aramaic originally. So the people who decided to mix with everyone else also was the language that also influenced a lot of other languages in modern day Europe. So, but this person is modern day. Is related to a lot of populations of Spain, Aragon, Andalusia, other areas. and also connected to the Visigoths, Roman Hispania, and Luthia. The Etruscan or the Etruski, so a wide range of different people. You can see as well he's also related to, if you go a little bit further, French, South Dutch, Flemish, Southwest English, North Italian, Tuscan, Italian, West Sicilian, Albanian, goes far, Basque. A lot of different groups. Yeah, so I thought it would cover that one. I thought that was kind of cool. Okay, I don't know if I went through this lineage. Q1A2. It's also a lineage not only related to Ostrogoths and a lot of Germanic tribes and Scythians and Hungarian conquerors and all that. It's also a lineage also related to Native Americans as well. Um, you can see here Alaskan Athapascan, which were groups that had settled, or rather, they're related to what is now known as North Amerindian, which would be related to groups such as the Tlingits, which is Pacific Northwest, Haida, Tsimshian, or Tsimshian may have been there a little bit longer than Alaskan Athapascan, but also they also eventually intermarried. Navajo or Dene, Apache, all these other groups, were related to the Alaskan Athapascan. You can also see here, also related to, it says here ancient Russia, but really it's also connected to, I think these areas, like Eat Cool, I'll have to see. I think this is from Siberia, but we'll see. Let's see, Eat Cool Siberia map. Let's see. Oh no, it's actually. Let me see here. Let's see. Oh no, no, it actually might be a little bit further west in Russia. Well, maybe more so Western Siberia would be a good way to describe it. Okay, and then because they would have been there long before Russia was ever became a country. Yeah. Also Korea as well, Mongolia. So yeah. So yeah, he somehow found his way all the way to Bulgaria around a little over 1,000 years ago. He had mixed with Greeks and Moldovans, but also you can see a little bit further away Tatars that are apparently not related to tartar sauce, and they're kind of their own group that live in what is now known as Russia, South Polish, Ukrainian. But really, this lineage is paternal haplogroup um, is really related to the natives, or at least specifically natives from all who came. Some had come a little bit later, but it says this lineage is actually found in southern Sweden, Ashkenazi Jews, Sicily, Croatia, Serbia, Poland, and Ukraine. It's interesting. Yeah, you can find it in Native Americans, Native American Indians, Germany, Scandinavia, Britain, Native Americans also in Mexico. It's related to Mongols, Kazakhs, Uzbeks, Turkic, all that. This is here is connected to Clovis. Yeah, connected to Huns, Mongols, Turks, but also really Native Americans too. Well, Native Americans they have both Q1A, but also Q1B as well, and I'll mention that a little bit later because my dad actually got Q1B, and we'll talk a little about Q1B when we get to my dad a little bit later on here. But yeah, but this is Q1A. So yeah, it's interesting how ancestry can go so far, can migrate. Uh, there's another match. Okay, I'm gonna let me wrap up my tests here real quick. So there are only like a couple more I got. Like this is from Hungary, I2A1, French, Soft Dutch. Let's see, Belgium, Belgium, which is a Celtic tribe. Nemetes. Okay, let me wrap up. Okay. I think these matches will kind of clear up a little bit later on, but I'm assuming they're probably going to be high up for me because I got a lot of synapses related. Okay. All right, so I think we're done with myself. Well, yeah. Well, hopefully this clears up later on because right now it says other. Uh, and it's probably saying that just because it has to clear up the samples that are apparently new. That's probably what it is. That's probably why it's saying that. Yeah, it's all the Celtic matches I got, specifically from France. We'll see how that kind of shapes up. All right, let's go on to my friend Jewel. So my friend Jewel is let me kind of write this in my notepad so I remember to have this as a timestamp for her because I don't think I'm probably going to send it to her, my dad. Yeah, I just think that she is may not want to go through the entire however many hours I do this for. So she's a person that considers herself Anglo-Saxon white, you know, American with ancestors that once had lived in Canada as well, or settled there. So for her, with the quantum DNA analysis, she got some new matches here. It seems like she got a trophy here. She got number 4 as the top match for this sample. So I could probably see her grinning because she'd probably take great pride. Or she probably would say like, "Oh no, like, we got to start mixing a bit more." you know? She might say, we don't want to be inbred now. That's all right. No, well, I don't want her, not the inbred part, but the part that, at least that she's closely related to this person who lived in England not too long ago. A good time ago. And it's related to the. She always says she's English, and it's right. But here specifically says Southeast English or Southwest English. This is the closest match than Southeast, then Irish, with Scottish, accordion, which is closer to Orkney, Welsh, North Dutch, Danish. This is connected to Viking, Icelandic, the certain Celtic tribes that had inhabited Britain or the Celtic Isles. You can see she also was related to, well, you hear of what Norwegian, Danish, Swedish, South Dutch, French, but you can also see Spanish and Portuguese too. And so this is what I was trying to say is that before you had the Anglo-Saxons and a whole bunch of other people coming to the Celtic Isles during the Middle Ages, uh, some of the matches were also closely related to populations found in Spain, Portugal, and Southwest French as well. Okay, then here, this is in England, post-Roman. She even got a closer trophy for this too. Number two match. She got a gold trophy instead of a silver one this time. This one has I can see her grinning from ear to ear. Southwest English, Southeast English, Irish, West Scottish, South Dutch, Welsh, Danish, and then here it tells you the different tribes: Viking, Icelandic, Celtic, Cantiasi, or it's also in Spanish would be Canticia, and Canticia or Cantad means to sing. So they were known as a Celtic tribe who were known for singing. Anglo-Saxon. I can see her saying, I'm a Viking," you know. But yeah, no, this is number two. You can also see here, way in the distance, Spanish Basque. Other groups is from Spain. Got a bronze trophy here, number eight, England again. I'm gonna go through these fairly quick because they might start looking kind of a bit. I'm not saying a bit too similar, but I mean, some people could say that for my own DNA, but it's gonna be pretty similar. Here you have Picts, which were a tribe that had settled in Scotland. Um, yeah. Okay, Yorkshire. So it comes, yeah. And it says here connected to what is known, at least here, as Gaels and a lot of Celtic tribes. England again. This is from the Netherlands. Okay. So it's interesting with my friend Jewel and I because we both have a lot of matches, well, fair amount of matches connected to Celts. But the thing with mine is a lot of it's in France, Germany, Balkans, and in Spain. While with her, she has a lot of matches specifically with tribes. Yeah. England, but also I think wasn't there one in the Netherlands? I'll have to say. I had some in the Netherlands too, but yeah. I do have some Irish ancestry. I don't know if it's all exclusively Celtic, but I think I had like my dad had like almost 30%, and I had like I think 12 or something. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, there was a Netherlands here. Yeah, there's Netherlands. Okay, let me also look at the synapses here too as well. Um, there's seven, there's four, there's two. Okay, so it's not like you saw with mine. I think with the ones in French, I almost got like over 20. So I was really related to that individual. I didn't get a trophy though, but or I don't know. Maybe when they work it out for me, maybe I'll get a trophy. I'll let you guys know, or maybe at least a certain percentage. But uh, yeah, here there's Viking Age, Fjord, Iceland, not Iceland, Greenland, where the Vikings went to. Norsemen, and then here you can see that there's a Viking, Anglo-Saxon, Gael, and then they would have been mostly related to the modern day Irish, interestingly enough. Well, probably because they had mixed, yeah. Southeast English, West Scottish, Southwest English, North Dutch, Danish, all very closely related. Not as different as you think. At least modern day, that is modern day. Say Norwegian too and Swedish. Here's the Netherlands, Irish. Uh, England. Yeah, it's funny. Uh, it kind of reminds me the fight between the Albanians and the Greeks. You know, who's the real Greek or who's the real descendant of of Hector and Achilles or the ancient heroes. And then here I can see the fight between the English, the Scottish, and the Welsh, and the Irish, and maybe I don't know. Even you can throw in the Danish and the Dutch. You know, who's the real he was the real Celt or Norseman of these areas. You can also see again Spanish here. Okay, this is in Germany. This is closer to where some of my dad's ancestors came from, or at least some of them from Cleve, Germany, which is close to the Netherlands. This one is French, West German, Flemish, South Dutch, Welsh, Southwest English, Southeast, Spanish Galicia. Okay, I think I'm gonna go through these pretty quick because um, it's not that they're all the same, but they all kind of overlap. Uh, okay. And oh yeah, so my friend Jewel also got the same match as I did here with the lumbar, except she just got a few more synapses, just a wee bit more. So I got two, and she has four. She also has an extra match here too. French, South Dutch, and then also Spanish Galicia, Catalonia. Okay, Netherlands. Okay, so then there's one from Sweden from I think it's not. I don't think it's not pronounced Jamtland. I think it's Jamtland or something like that. Vesterhus. Yeah, related to Irish, modern day Irish, West Scottish, Danish. Okay, you can see Orkney, Pick Era, Yorkshire, England, Berlin Copperage. Denmark, Viking Danish, North German Irish. Right. Bohemia. Okay, let's see. Let's keep going. Oh, I also got this one too. I didn't get it in my specific deep dive matches, but I did get it as a close genetic signature. So this is from Varnheim, Sweden, Viking Age. And the interesting thing about this lineage is that, of course, it is closely related to South Dutch and Southwest English. But the J2A1 lineage might also be related to Minoans. So Minoans would have predated the Mycenaean Greeks. So it's interesting how it found its way all the way to Scandinavia. If you guys don't know, the double-sided axe that is also used by the Norsemen can also be found in a similar fashion by the Minoans in Greece. I think they call it I think it's called the Minoan Labris, I think. So kind of something like this. All right. Okay, there's Anglo-Saxon. There it is. Here's West Norwegian accordion. Yeah. can also see it's connected to the Nordic Bronze Age. Okay, let's see. You know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing because you see the sample. I know people usually say that the English are the ones who most often identify as Anglo-Saxons, but here you can see, at least with this particular man, the closest samples he has is modern day West Norwegian, accordion, West Scottish, North Dutch, Irish, Norwegian, Danish, Swedish. I don't know what happened to English here, but English is a little bit further away for whatever reason. Not that much further away, but for whatever reason, eh? Okay, so this is Belgium. And this match is connected to French, Catalonia, South Dutch. Okay, Hungary, Celtic, Breton, Contiasi. See if there's. You know what's interesting though? My friend Jewel didn't. I mean, she had one match with like 14 synapses, but I haven't seen any. Oh, this is the one that was she was most closely related to. Southern Jutland. Jutland. I think that's how you really pronounce it. Jutland. And Jutland is I think it's in southern Denmark, I think. Yeah, I think it's let's see. Yeah, somewhere around there. Oh, yeah, so it'd be related to okay, here's the Southwest English, Southeast English, Irish, West Scottish, Accordion, South Dutch, North Dutch, Danish. And then this is connected to Breton, Gael, Celtic. Could have been a Norseman, or could have been a Celt who also went Viking or something. Or also could have had Norse ancestry, kind of like a mixture. Okay, okay. Then there's another one from Denmark. Let's see. A lot of Viking Age era stuff. Well, but also Celtic Isles. Okay, okay, this one's cool. So this is Trumpington Meadows, not to be confused with Trump. This is from Trumpington Meadows, Bronze Age, England. And then this is where people they kind of struggle to realize, who were some of the original people who lived in kind of Celtic Isles long ago. This particular man was genetically closest to the modern day Sardinians, French Basque, Spanish Aragon, Spanish Basque, Cantabria. Now, my friend Ju only has one match with this person, but it is a large DNA segment, though. So there it is. See, Spanish, North Italian, even Amazigh, North Africa. Okay. This is from the Netherlands. This is from Slovakia. Oh, this is from Ireland, actually, from Donegal. This matches specifically with Southeast English, Irish. Again, very close. Very close. Okay. And then you can see the apparently these lineages all so specifically are from Donegal, Ireland, and nowhere else. You know, there's a reason why you interact with other people and not just always stay in one specific group. And anyways, let's keep going. Okay. Okay, and then Jewel also is related to seems like it's related to the French king, King Louis the 16th, who's related to the modern day North Italian, Portuguese, Galicia, uh, Tuscan. And he would have been related to the Akkadian Greeks or the Mycenaean Greeks, the Illyrians, Celtic Squirdici, and Romans as well. So she only has one DNA segment with him, but apparently he's related to English royalty. Richard Richard the Third. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was also present. But maybe Jewel, she might have some connected to royalty, as it were. Richard the Third was. I don't think he was. Oh, sorry. Well, not for my friend Jewel, but I don't think Richard the Third. I don't think he was kind of seen as a good leader in England. I'll have to see though. I think it's just the way he's painted. It's just kind of say brazen betrayal, swift execution of Lord Hastings, and the experience of his young nephews. Yeah. Okay, and then so this is connected to the G2 lineage. So G2, it can also be connected to a Celtic lineage as well, and to Altsi and other groups, but there were some people of this lineage that also went astray. One person was Stalin, uh, and I guess Al Capone as well, and I guess King Richard III might have been another one as well, potentially. I think his story is a little bit mixed though, because I think there are some things that he did that I think were good, but I think people kind of saw more of the bad than the good. I'll have to see though. Yeah, yeah. Let me see. Good. Said here, while often portrayed negatively, he did undertake actions that could be considered positive. He implemented legal reforms, protected the common people, and even showed compassion for the mentally ill. Well, there's some good things he did. Abolished the benevolence's practice used by Edward the Fourth to extract money from the people. Uh, or to protect those from lower order of society from exploitation. Demonstrated sincere commitment to justice, charity, and mercy across all levels of society, protecting the poor, elderly, and dispossessed, powerless. And the bad he did. alleged rule in the disappearance of his young nephews, apprentices in a tower that made him infamous. He was accused of the murder of his two nephews. There's no evidence that any murders took place at all. Yeah. Robbed the throne of young princes. Yeah. So there it is. Some interesting stuff there. Well, no, it's not all sunshine and roses, but you can see he's connected also to Greece, France, West German. Uh, I don't know. Maybe there were things that were seen differently, or I don't know. Then there's another match here of England, All Saints, marked by Norman influence. There's the Vandals. There's Viking Age, Gotland, North Dutch. Okay, here's Danish, Gaelic, Viking. A lot of Viking samples. Oh, it says Celt here, but I think it was more than Celt. A lot of Norse. Viking, yeah. See, probably the Norse and the Celts had mixed, and I think that's even what Bjorn said too about his lineage. Uh, Hallstatt Celt. You can see here Hallstatt Celt is related to the modern day, closely related modern day Basque, Southwest French, Aragon, Cantabria, Castile Catalonia. So again, Celts, but really it's connected to the Spanish, to the Basque. So and then also you can see the Irish, Scottish, accordion, because this would be some of the original lineage as well. Only one segment here, but it's something. Here's Ireland Copper Age, almost 4,000 years ago. It's also connected to Spain. Of course, it has West Scottish, Irish, Orkney, but let's see. Well, here's the X2B lineage as well. That's what I had gotten, but in France. See, Spanish is a little bit closer too. Let's see, Basque. Okay. Let's see, Belgium. Okay, there's another one from the Trumpington Meadows. Again, not to be confused with Trump. This is from Sardinia, French Basque, Spanish. These are connected to people who had lived in Sardinia and Sicily, some of the original people. And this guy, he reminds me a lot of my, a lot of my one of my maintenance workers, Tate. Thankfully, he doesn't look malnourished like this man does. He's fortunately looks a lot more healthy. But probably at this time they might have struggled in what is now known as the Czech Republic. Okay, here's another one, Viking. Modern day Irish with Scottish. A lot of samples of Vikings. Viking age specifically. Anglo-Saxon. Say this one. Okay, so this one's closely related, most closely related to Southeast English and Southwest English. Okay, so I guess it depends on the group, but this one specifically, Southeast English, is the most related because I think they had come from the East, and that's why they're most closely related to Southeast. But also South Dutch and North Dutch as well, after Danish. Norwegian. Oh yeah, here's Cheddar Man. I told my friend Joe about this too, that he looked a little bit like Cheddar Man. My friend Jewel, she got a match with Cheddar Man. Only one segment, but and this is just tells you the tribes they would have originally been related to. I think a Rugi tribe was in Scandinavia, uh, Lungbarred as well. This man is related to the most closely related to the modern day Swedish, North Swedish, Southwest Finnish, German Central. Every time I hear that German Central, I feel like it's a problem, but it's just a joke. Norwegian, North German, North Dutch, and Finnish. So yeah, only one segment, but or one chain, but I call it DNA segment to make it simpler. But okay, this is actually I always like the art for this one. Jewel has a match with nobility from Hungary, related to South Dutch, French, Spanish Catalonia, Flemish, Austrian. Let's see here. England. This is closer to modern age. Trinity Church. Okay, and then she had a few more here. I only have so much ancestral echoes, so I can't. It doesn't show the pictures of all of them, but because Jewel had got a lot more matches than I did, uh, so it only goes to a certain amount. But yeah, and I think it cleared up all of those DNA segments for her because she had because the ones I got were fairly new, or at least especially the Celtic matches from France. So those had just come in. Okay, so I think we're done with Jewel now. I'm gonna write this off for Jewel. Now let's go to my dad. Last but certainly not least, because I know my dad is probably interested in what matches he got. I'm sure Jewel would be too. So she knows now she's not just, specifically only one group. Um, she might say close to it, but yeah. So my dad, um, just like me, he got some matches that still haven't been completely filled out yet, as it were. Let me see. So my dad, one of his top matches as at the moment, until because he got some of the Celtic French matches too, like I did. He got Elite Celtic Burial Germany Ludwigburg Ludwigbrah. I prefer Ludwigbrah because I like the Scottish pronunciation. I do have a bit of Scottish in me as well. It showed up in some other DNA matches, but I got some there as well. Um, but this band would have been related to the modern day Spanish Catalonia, French, Portuguese, Galicia, Castile Leon, Murcia, Extremadura, and South Dutch. Uh, and related to the Gauls, the Cherusci, the Scordisci, so a mix of, and a really mixture of Greek, Germanic, and Celtic. So my dad really has that cultural exchange or blending of all these cultures kind of mixing into one. Let's see here. Then he got the same match I did as well with Rota Villanovo, Italy. I didn't get this one, but my dad did. It was Frankish Grave, Lower Saxony, Handover, Anderton, Germany. I think this is kind of in the northernish part of Germany. He got a direct match with the Cherusci, and I mentioned about Hermann Siegfried about how he led a kind of rebellion and defeated 3 Roman legions. So uh, my dad was related to that match, and I have to see where it is on a map, but I think it's in the northern part, isn't it? Yeah, north central. Yeah, it's not in Berlin. It's kind of like it might be equidistant because Cleves is closer to or Cleve is closer to the Netherlands, so it's probably like somewhere in the center. But anyway, so this person would be related to the modern day French, South Dutch, Flemish, West German. So it's interesting how the Cherusci, uh, some of the other Germans might be upset about this, especially I don't know why I think about the Bavarians and maybe people from Berlin or wherever. But yeah, no, they would have been related more so, at least modern day wise, to people who are genetically related to French, South Dutch, Flemish, and West German. So probably more so West Germanic, really, is what that's saying. And also Spanish Catalonia, Galicia, Portugal, or Portuguese, and Southeast English, or not Southeast, Southwest English, yes. So there it is. There you have it. And then also, Welsh, Irish, Scottish, Danish, North Dutch, all that, Serbian, mayonnaise, all that good stuff. I just laughed because of the Serbian online who told me that he thought that you're Serbian because you like mayonnaise. Apparently, I do have I think some matches connected to them too, but maybe pre Scalaveni. I think he mentioned that too. Pre-Slavic, pre Scalaveni. Yeah, then my dad got matches like I did as well. This I okay, so I didn't get this one, but my dad did. This would have been from Slovakia again before Scalaveni, connected to North Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, connected to Aurelians, Gallo-Roman or Gauls. Really is what that means. The people of Gaul, or at least some of the people. Not all of them, but at least some of them. Okay. Okay. So this one my dad got. Uh, Hungary, Avar, related to Gauls, Franks, Ostrogoths, probably even also Northeast Asian. Northeast Asian would be like, because I think the Avars they had originated, because it was probably like a blend before they got to Europe. Um, yeah, the Avars originated Central Asia, around modern day Mongolia. Yeah, somewhere around there. And also Northeast Asia. That's where I was thinking. Because I think some of the Koreans and Japanese also have Northeast Asian ancestry that at least to some extent would also be related to the Avars as well. Yeah. So they went a long way to get to Europe, or specifically Hungary. But yeah. Speaking of Hungary, my dad has another match with Hungary. This is Bosnian, Austrian, Serbian. Okay, so here's some of the Skeloveni here. One group was called the White Croat. Uh, so you can see that there. only one DNA segment, but there it is. So you can see probably some of this DNA also came from Ukraine, Poland, Czech, East German, Czech, but but the closest matches are Bosnian, Austrian, Serbian, Croatian, Romanian, Bulgarian, Slovenian, Moldovan. This might have been more of Oh, sorry. Don't worry, we're gonna wrap up here soon. This would probably be more connected to the admixture of the Scalaveni in the form of the white Croats and the white Croats. Just that name. Let's see. Let's see if I can get it here. The early Slavic tribe, Scalaveni. Yeah, Scalaveni is in Latin, or Scala Bedoi in Greek. Yeah, early Slavic tribes that raided, invaded, and settled in the Balkans in the early Middle Ages. Yeah, so I call them Scalaveni. Um, the reason I'm not the biggest fan of saying Slavic is because I think that's where the word slave comes from. I know some of the people who identify as Slavs, they don't mind saying Slavic, but for me, I prefer Scalaveni just because it just sounds better to me. But yeah, I think in their language, Slavic can also mean victory as well, I think, because I know at least especially in Ukraine, they use that word a lot. But I think, but I think I think the word Slava means victory or something, or glory. Yeah, in Ukrainian. But yeah, no, Skeloveni works better for me when I say it. Um, but I know everyone has different ways of of saying things. It says here the Skeloveni were very hospitable people. Tribes that mistreated guests were attacked for their dishonor. Prisoners were not kept forever, and after a certain period of time, captives were allowed to be let loose or join the community. Settlements were built in hard-to-reach forests, lakes, and marshes, as they were hard to attack. They farmed millet and livestock. Noted that here the Antes and Scalaveni were independent, refusing to be governed or enslaved. They lived under democracy, with all matters being referred to the people. The region, yeah, talks about the Scalaveni paganism, and they talked about they were skilled warriors. Yeah, woodlands. Okay. All right. And then here's my dad has another Avar sample. I think he has a lot more of these than I do. But yeah, and then this one's connected to Albanian, Kosovar, Romanian, Bulgaria, Greek, Thessaly. But she's also mixed with the Illyrians, so probably maybe some Northeast Asian, Central Asian meets Celtic and Greek and Illyrian. And and Gaul, yeah. It says Gallo-Roman, but also Gaul, yeah. Okay, so my dad got Celtic Iron Age, Slovakia, and this was before Scalaveni, the Celtic tribes related to Spanish, Portuguese, French, uh, Pannonians, Northern Aurelians, but also intersection with Celtic tribes. Um, oh yeah, and so my dad also got this sample too, like I did as well. He also got this one like I did. Sorry about that. Now I don't think I got this one, but my dad did. Medieval Spain, Umayyad Caliphate, Valentia. Related to Etruscan, Cenomani, Illyrian, the Etruski. Okay. Okay, then my dad got that one like I did. Got that one. Okay, I think I didn't get this one. Imperial Roman era, Croatia. So Illyrian, Gaul, Celtic. So again, a mixture of Celtic, Gallo-Roman, um, Greek. Okay, got that one too. Okay, okay, this is another one I didn't get. Okay, so this one is in Italy. So the Bui tribe, it's Celtic, Gepa, Germanic. Canaanite, Greek colony, Sicily, Dorian, Aegean coast, Halicarnassus, or Halicarnossus, southeast Anatolia, Armenia. This is just saying where the Y-DNA came from, or some of the samples originally, yeah. Copper Age Armenia. Oh, so my dad also, yeah, I got a lot of this one like my dad did, yeah. I don't think I got this one though. Also from Italy, Spain, France. Be related to the Franks, Pannonians, Scordisci. There's a Celtic tribe. Celtic. I don't think I got this one. Slovenia. This would be pre-Scalaveni. Spanish, Portuguese. Let's see there. Illyrian, Greek, Gallo-Roman, Gauls, Scordisci. Slovenian. Okay, I definitely didn't get this one. Hungarian conquered commoner Hungary. Yeah, I definitely didn't get this one. Okay, so related to French, South Dutch, Flemish, West German, Austrian, East German, Hungarian. Okay, so this probably would have been related to uh, Hungarian conquerors. I don't think they were exactly Avars. I think they came after the Huns. I think. Oops, my bad. Let's see here. They were a nomadic tribal confederation that migrated to the Carpathian Basin in the 9th century. Belonging to the Uralic language family. They likely had mixed with Sarmatians and some Hun-related ancestry. Their primary ancestry was Uric. Uric is, yeah, so Finno-Uric really comes from, so Hungarian Canty-Mansi. Because I had a little bit of this as well, I think. This really comes from Siberia, I think. Um, comes from, I think so, Western Siberia, Southern Ural Mountains. Yeah, yeah, because I wasn't sure if what his exact lineage was, but it seems to be maybe Siberian mixed with some Hunnic ancestry or something else. So something else is there for sure. Yeah. Yep, my dad has one DNA match here, or one synapse, and is related to House de Sauce. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And also the Canty-Mansi and Uralic can also be found in Native American populations as well, because they not only went into Europe, but they also went into the Americas as well. Oh, so yeah, you can find it in France. Okay, so René Suzanne de Saussure. That name. royal governess to the children of Louis the 16th. Oh boy. Here we go. Let's see. Marie Antoinette. Yeah. Got to already see some problems here, but yeah. Seems like there was some of that admixture there. Yeah. He has a mustache, but he doesn't have a beard. Yeah. Well, I guess each to their own. For me personally, whenever I grow facial hair, I always prefer to grow a beard along with my mustache because I feel like if it was only the beard, but not well, if it was the mustache without the beard, it just kind of feel incomplete to me. So, but I know some people have different styles. So, all right. So another match here is Montenegro. I think I didn't get this specific match, but my dad did. Only one, but connected to the Illyrians. There's the Cheruski. There's Hermann Siegfried. There's the Sedomani. Connected to Spain. Okay, Magna, Italy. Spain. Frank Scordici. Okay. Okay, so this one is kind of neat. Well, a lot of my dad's samples that he got are neat, but this one was from because my dad has some Native American ancestry, or he calls it East Asian, but it actually makes sense why my dad says that, because I know sometimes there's a little bit of a confusion of if Native Americans are related to East Asians or not. But this particular sample, Native American Montana, around 12,000 years ago. Oh yeah, so this is where we get into Q1B, and this is where we get into not only the Huns and Avars and all that jazz, but also to the Phoenicians. Because if you look at the paternal lineage of this particular native, Q1B, you will see, while Q1A is more Mongolian, Siberian, and quote-unquote Native American, Q1B, which is also Native American, appears to have originated in Central Asia and migrated southeast to South Asia and the Middle East. It can be found in some of this lineage can be found in Ashkenazi and Sephardic Jews, uh, suggesting that Q1B was present in Levant before the Jewish diaspora 2,000 years ago. It just talks about how Q1B, how all of the Jewish lineages belong to a specific subclade, which was formed some 2,600 years ago. But this lineage that my dad got from 12,000 years ago exists long before that. It's long before Sephardic and Ashkenazi and all that jazz. Other subclades of Q1B1 are found throughout the Middle East, including Armenia, Turkey, or Iraq, Lebanon, and the isolated places settled by the Phoenicians. And this is where it gets interesting because I kind of like the history. Like I like learning about the history of the Phoenicians. In southern Europe, so Crete, Sicily, southwest Iberia. So it means that Q1B must have been present in Lebanon at least around 1200 BCE, a very long time before the Hunnic migrations. One hypothesis is that Q1B reached the Middle East alongside haplogroup R1A and Armenian migration from Central Asia during the Late Bronze Age. Q1B was probably, and it talks about beginning of Proto-Indo-Europe Armenian expansion in Central Asia. Can also be found in Central Asia, Iran, Pakistan, India. Q1B was probably not one of the original lineages of Proto-Indo-European speakers of the Pontic-Caspian steppe. Almost completely absent from Baltic, Slavic, and Germanic countries. Nevertheless, it was reasonable to assume that Q1B was indigenous to Ural Mountains or Central Asia. So that's where also there might be that intersection also with some of this Uralic people as well, absorbed by the Iranian branch connected to Santasha, Andronovo. Um, it talks about endosomal analysis have confirmed that all 11 people, Jews, Lebanese, Palestinians, Syrians possess at about 1.5% of Northeast Asian Mongolian ancestry. Mongoloids, since these populations lack Mongoloid maternal haplogroup, presence of Northeast Asian admixture can be explained by the 2% of Q1b among 11 men, the only paternal lineage of Mongoloid origin in the region. All right, so yeah, so that would be kind of the connection where Northeast Asian, Q1b, Central Asian also not only went to the Americas but also Europe. Uh, and so yeah, that was part of the. Oh yeah, so that's the paternal lineage. Now let's go to the maternal lineage because maternal lineage is where probably my dad gets most of his Native American ancestry from his mom's mom, and so on and so forth. So D4H3A. Now you might find this interesting because this is not a lineage that is found in Polynesia, which is more so connected to haplogroup B on average. This haplogroup is actually connected to Japan. And I've been to Japan before. I had a great time when I was there. But you can see how the lineage. This is when some of the first natives were crossing from Asia to the Americas. You can see on a map um, how they around over 20,000 years ago. This was when the ice age was still at its quote unquote last maximum, glacial maximum. That was going from Northeast Asia, so it was crossing from like Northeast China, Siberia into Korea, the Korean Peninsula, and also was going to the Americas, and how it also subcladed into the lineages uh, found in Japan, actually, found in parts of south and central Japan, and in Hokkaido as well. So I always kind of felt a connection to the Japanese, and maybe that's one reason why. And when I look at my dad, he always reminds me of. He sometimes reminds me of the former prime minister of Japan, not the current one, but the former Fumio Kishida. Uh, when I look at this man, he kind of reminds me a bit of my dad, or at least the East Asian part, you know. Now the current prime minister of Japan, um, not so much. This man reminds me of someone else, but the former prime minister, I would say, reminds me more of my dad. Yeah. All right, and you can see this paternal lineage is also connected to the Shuka-ka. Shuka-ka means man ahead of us in the Tlingit language, and it was said to be one of the ancestors of the Tlingit, or at least connected to them. D4H3A is also found not only in the Tlingits and I think the Haida, but also in the Tsimshian people. Some say some of the Tsimshian may have even have lived there longer, or some of them were there before the Athapascans. And I mentioned Athapascans earlier, how they were related to the modern day North Amerindian. Um, but this match is related to going back 12,000 years ago, is related to the modern day Pima. So the Pima would be the people of the Southwest, and I think the Pima specifically are known as the Pueblo people, but let me check to be sure. Okay, so I was wrong actually. Okay, so I don't know why I had in my mind that I thought the Pima specifically were the Pueblo people. but they actually are not exactly like the Pueblo people. They come from the O'odham Nation. But I think they have a word in their language connected to Hohokam, which sounds like Hokkaido. So that could be the connection between Japan and the Pima. And it says here the Pima are a Native American tribe who traditionally lived along the Gila and Salt rivers in Arizona. And they are descendants of the Hohokam. Okay, so the Pueblo people, on the other hand, are a group of Native American tribes in the American Southwest, including the Hopi, Zuni, and Taos. The Pima and Pueblo people share history in the Southwest, but they're distinct. Okay, so I'm glad I learned about that because I don't know why I thought in my mind that they were the same people, but no, they're actually different. They're different. They're not necessarily one for one. They're their own people. But if you look at the huts of the Pima people, you can see the huts there, and then you look at the huts of the Jomon from Japan. You can see some similarities. Now, some might say, having similarities in hut formation is not something that's too crazy, but that might be the connection between the Japan or the Jomon or some of the original people of Japan uh, and the Pima. And you can also find some of these huts too in Patagonia as well. Because I've spent a fair amount of time researching it, at least. So uh, yeah, so you can see how that looks very similar to the Jomon, especially. Yeah, and then also now the Coescar have a large maternal ancestry connected to the Jomon, but I don't think the huts were the same. So you can see some of the modern day Coescar, like here, especially this woman here. She reminds me a lot of some of the well, not only of my great grandmother Lita from my dad's side, but also reminds me about it looks reminds me even to some extent some of the modern Japanese women as well. So not only Jomon, but even up into Yayoi, because really the paternal lineages may have changed a bit in Japan, from the Jomon to the Yayoi, but I think the maternal lineages were a little bit more consistent. So you can see how even though they might have a little bit of a difference in skin tone, and I think the Japanese also use a lot of products on their skin to kind of, at least nowadays, to lighten it up a little bit. You can see, at the core, they are connected. So, but anyways, so yeah, I know that was a bit of a roundabout way of kind of explaining it all, but yeah. So, and then the modern day populations mostly related to the sample would be the Pima, which I mentioned before, in Southwest. Oh yeah, let me talk about the Ainu of Hokkaido. So, because we mentioned about Hohokam, but I also want to mention Hokkaido as well, because this is where I think that there's that connection from Japan or Hokkaido with some of the native populations, and they specifically did kind of a gathering between the Ainu and the Tlingit, and even though the Tlingits were a group that came well, some of their ancestry came later on through the connections to the Athapascans. They still had that original ancestral lineage connected to the Shugaka, or man ahead of us, going back all the way 12,000 years ago. And so yeah, so even though right here it says modern day, it's Pima, Inzic, Maya, Luceno, Mayan, Miztec, Hilchol, Kukopa, and I know I may not be pronouncing all of it right, but you can see as it goes a little bit further out, you can see Apache, Tlingit, Navajo, Athapask. Yeah, and you can see that there. Haida, Tsimshian, Mexican, Serrano, Cochimi, Colombian, Miyuk. Mesoamerican, all that. It's all connected. And so my dad has 14 synapses related to this sample, so a lot actually. 14 is quite a bit. Um, okay. So yeah, I wanted to cover that for you guys because I felt like it was important. Okay, so after that, my dad also got a match with Belgium. I know he always talks about Belgium. There's only one match here, but you can see it's connected to South Dutch, Flemish, West German, French, North German, English, Danish, connected to Visigoths, Franks, Thuringi, Cherusci. And my dad got had a match here with 7 synapses, actually, 7 from Hungary from 3,000 years ago. This match would be related to there's probably more than Aurelians and Mycenaean Greeks in here because they're a little bit further away, but you can see it's related to the modern day people of Kosovo, Albania, Tuscany, Italy, Bulgarian Greek, Thessaly, North Italian Greek, Romanian, and the lineage R1A is connected here to Arpid Dynasty, Hungary, Andronovo, the Sarmatian steppes, Xiongnu, Mongolia, some of the Sintasha, wealthy Hunnic male. Yeah. So a lot of that stuff, Odessa, early Sarmatian, even as far as Russia, it seems like. Uh, and then you can see different matches here. The Greek islands, I know Dad sometimes mentions Ashkenazi, but again, I try to tell him there's more than just that. Greek Crete, Central Greek, South Italian, Sicily or Sicilian, Bosnian, Macedonian, Serbian, Spanish as well. Then my dad got a Celtic burial match here from Southwest. I think this is, yeah, it's at least in southern Germany somewhere. So connected to Cherusci, Scordisci, so mixture of Germanic, Celtic, and Illyrian Greek, kind of all in one group. So one segment there. Then my dad got one segment here, Croatia, Roman period. Oh yeah, and so my dad also got a lot of matches here too, like I did. I got a little bit more than he did, but he has almost as many matches with Celtic Gaul Iron Age France that he does with the match with the Native American from Montana. So this man's connected to North Italian, Spanish Galicia, Portuguese, French. Um, and then I covered the groups Gaul, Thurungi, Scordisci, probably also mixed with other groups. And then you can see the Y-DNA lineage is connected to House of Lep de Mold, which I think is somewhere in France, and Clan Armstrong, Neil Armstrong, connected to a lot of tribes from Celtic tribes from Germany, southern Germany, Spain, even I think England, Denmark, also Thuringia, Germany. Uh, okay, and then I don't know if I got this one. I'll have to check again. But my dad certainly did. Celtic Gaul, Iron Age, France, less Moidons. I have to see where this is. Yeah, so it seems like my dad, because I always had a feeling my dad was also uh, connected to the French as well, not only just Germany. Um, or Belgium and that area too. Let's see. So this area in France. Oh yeah, so it's really close to Switzerland. Yeah, a lot of these matches from France are close to Switzerland because that's where they said some of the Celts had come from. It's from Switzerland, which is very close to the eastern part of France, like southeastern, or Central Eastern. Yeah. So there's the Germanic Batavi, but also the Visigoth, the Gaul. So oh, yeah, so a mixture definitely of Celtic and Germanic, like a blend as it were. So mix of French, South Dutch, Flemish, West German, East German, Galicia, Welsh, Southeast English, and Irish. Is also there. Okay, so my dad, ooh, 12 synapses. I'll have to check again if I got this one. But so connected to Galicia, Portuguese, getting a lot of Batavi, Gaul. Yeah, and then there. Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick recap. I'm gonna just check how long we've been going for. Okay, almost 2 hours. Okay, so yeah, so we finished my dad's lineage. We finished myself, and let me check this real quick. So we're just gonna go through the lineages for quickly through myself, Julie, I mean Jewel, my friend Jewel and Dad again. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I don't think I got that. I don't think I got the Avor as much of the Avor samples that my dad got. I think I got the Bulgarian though. Let's see. Let me see. Okay. Okay, so what's interesting is that so there were some Celtic matches that I didn't get that my dad did, but the ones that I did get from France, I got a little bit more segments over, a bit more shared segments. Um, let's see. Okay, and then hopefully this updates soon. I think it will though. Yeah. Maybe like in a day or two I'll let you guys know like how far in the quote unquote high scores that I got with that match. I'm sure it's gonna be up there, but we'll see. There's Julie. Or there's Jewel. Okay, so yeah, and then this just shows the Y-DNA haplogroups my dad got, so definitely a lot from Celtic Gaul, Iron Age. And then I think this one specifically, the subclade. So I think I got it too. Let's see. Celtic or Germanic subclave. Oh, interesting. So it seems like this one, again, even though it's a blend of Celtic and Germanic, it seems like this specific DNA lineage is a subclade that is connected to northeastern subclades of R1b, prevalent among Germanic speakers, especially in the Netherlands. Okay, so maybe that's why, because I look at my closest modern populations, and I think like Dutch and Belgium, so maybe that's why I got it because it's really like a blend of Germanic and Celtic. Excuse me. So that's probably what it is really. It's a blend of those two groups that settled at that time. Had settled in France. um, a lot of French really. A lot of matches in France. There's J. There's J2, J. I2. Oh, there's a lot of I2. R1A. My dad didn't actually have any I1. At least that showed up for him specifically. And no. Okay, so Q1B. T. Okay, so then we'll do for Jewel, and then we'll do it for mine as well. Okay, so Jewel still consistently, R1B still consistently was the main haplogroup. So Celtic, Germanic, Western Europe, really. Um, it's pretty consistent. I1, I1A, I2, R1. Yeah, I think Jewel stayed pretty consistent throughout the whole thing. There were probably a few more things that got added, but probably not as much as specifically for my dad and I. Let's see. Well, I got a little bit more J haplogroups, so J2A1, J2A1, J2B2, J2B2. More. Oh yeah, let me look at maternal lineages real quick for both of them, because I've been looking at the paternal lineages, but so maternally, it stayed fairly consistent. H, Western Europe, J, 5. Yeah, so fairly consistent. And for my dad, let me check if anything changed substantially on the maternal side. Okay, so D got a little bit more. C as well. Okay. Okay, now let's check for myself real quick, and then we'll probably end the stream. We've been going on for almost 3 hours now. Quite a bit of time actually. But it was worth it though. It was fun. It was fun to do this and to learn a little bit more. Because again, I know Uncle Herman always calls me Celtic healer, so yeah, this one especially, I got a lot Celtic Gaul Iron Age. That's a ton. That's, yeah, that's a lot. Then U5 B1. That's found in France. Okay, so it's right. Germany, Switzerland, Luxembourg. Even the Yakuts and the Amazigh, Sami, Britain, France, Poland, Yakuts, North Africa. A lot of places you can find it. Norway, Moldovans, Chuvash, Cantabrians, Avars, Basque. Okay. Still predominantly J2B2, along with the Gothic J2, J1A2A. Predominantly Mycenaean Greek and Trojan, Aurelian, Spartan. And I guess the J2, J1A2 would have also mixed with those groups too eventually. G, a lot of Celtic. I2. So not as much because my dad got one group specifically of I2A1. Not as much R2. I live in Ireland. Okay. Then maternal haplogroups. H39 I think is found in North America. Okay, so X. Oh yeah, I got a lot of that too. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how close I am with that match. It'll eventually update in time. We're just gonna have to wait. I'm just checking real quick if there's anything else. Yeah, see how close, because I know a lot of sometimes people they struggle to see the close connection between Greek, Illyrian, Celtic. If you look at this match with Celtic, Gaul, Iron Age France, and then Illyrian, Dalmatian, you could almost say that they're almost like sisters in a way, that they're very close to each other. Even if you look at the hair, just the way they now I know they don't look like exactly the same, of course, but you could at least I could say they're not as far away as you think. Yeah, because if you look here, uh, her closest match, Celtic or Iron Age, is Galicia, Portuguese, French. Then latest South Dutch, and then here's Extremadura, Murcia, Catalonia, Castile-Leon, and Luthia, North Italy. So you can see it's fairly close in its own way. You see, she has Illyrian. I'll have to see if she has Illyrian too. She has Pannonian, which is Northern Illyrian, but still connected, as well as a little bit more of a Germanic influence. But yeah, still very, very closely related. Plus, I seems like I have a whole bunch of DNA segments matched with her, so yeah, maybe eventually. I don't know if we'll eventually get a photo where she might smile just a wee bit more, but yeah, it might have just been a tough time at that period, or just however the art was done, it was done that way. But yeah, well, of course I know she's not smiling as much either, but yeah, there's some tough times, but we keep going, eh? I guess I just like to laugh a lot. You know, for me, it's I like to bring joy when I can. I also know when some people take photos too, they can be a little bit serious. So even I myself have had certain instances like that, so it makes sense. All right. Okay, let's check. Is there anything else that popped up? It's gonna be interesting how much the deep dive changes when all is said and done there. Maybe I'll do like a quick update video just to might not even be like that long, just kind of like to showcase the what's changed. Because probably I'm gonna get like a lot of once that updates, I'll probably get like a lot of Batavi, the Runji Cheruski, or Pannonian. Like it'll be interesting how it all works out, but because it's like I think it's almost over 60%. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, so it'll be interesting how that all works out. Okay, just gonna check if there's anything else. I don't think so. But let me see. I'm gonna check DNA Spotlight real quick if I can. Sorry about that. It's been fun though. It's been fun doing this. It was worth the 60, a little bit over $60 that I paid. I used some of the money that uh, my dad and Jewel both gave to me as a gift. It's really nice for my birthday. See if DNA spotlight changed at all. Let's see. Okay, I don't know why it's not responding. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think that there's any new deep dive specific. Oh no, a couple, yeah. One there. Couple got updated. Ah! Okay, I don't know why I did that. Oh yeah, my dad got a very close match with the Elite Celtic Burial, 72%. Okay, and Joe. Okay, so some new matches with the Netherlands, especially. Religion period. Before England. I think Jewel probably got the most out of the deep dive. All right. Okay, so I think we're gonna end the stream there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me just check DNA travel real quick. That's gonna be the last one. Ah, websites just sometimes can give us a few issues, but let's see here. Yeah, that was a good upgrade because again, if I hadn't done that, I would have never found out some of those other groups I was related to, or my either from my dad or for Jewel as well, because they also got some new ones too. Um, see if I can get this to work. Yeah, it's just saying some additional matches. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys had fun watching, and I'll be off for now. Take care.